High energy in the motor. Nice putback.
Small lineup. Hurt Oklahoma that trip.
Huskies lead by 7. Fear, screen more. Switch Caravan.
This is when you're always screaming, nice slip and pass.
Look, he extra!
He is so good, Fear.
School in New Jersey.
Yes, they'll go in as well.
Guys, Oklahoma only 6 points they've scored this half.
He's so good with that ball.
Count it, and a foul. Scoring is picking up. Ball's got 12 to lead the Huskies.
The mismatch here, yeah.
Shouldn't have given it up.
Moore drives in, gets the deuce. Shoot.
Comes ball.
Ball fires off the heel. Long rebound. Moore on the move. Diarra trying to get back. The spin to the rim for 2.
That's the guy you've been watching on tape. Jalon
backs his way in. Perry, 3, fires, short. He's got the big fellow Williams on him, and he's got nowhere to go. Moore penetrates. Tough shot.
One of the better athletes.
Up for a 3.
Yeah, that's on Oklahoma. Ball screen set. Brea comes off of it. That defender doesn't get up high on him, and Brea makes him pay.
And Moore. Hard take to the rack. That is just quick.
It is such a...
Right, gets the roll.
Just not enough strong resistance by Northweather. He kept getting bumped, and he kept giving ground on the bump.
Jalon Moore goes between his legs and then kicks it to Elvis. Now he will fire a 3. That's the bucket. That will see the impact it has on Oklahoma's offense. Fears. That's no good. Moore gets down to 3. He pulls him with an 8 with 90. And he dribbles out of it off his foot when Carr saved him. And then Fears ripped it away. Here's Moore. He throws it down. 1-point game. Another turnover. The game day crew and Seth Greenberg coming to town, of course, for College Game Day this weekend. So they can commiserate about what it's like to be living on the bubble.
Seth, he knows it well.
He does know it well. Too well, in fact, he'll tell you.
Well, the inside game of Georgia, Newell, Godfrey, James, Surreal, just multiple bodies they throw at you.
Line drive, 3 from the corner, finds the Oklahoma here. 3 1/4 to go. First half. Boy, well, you didn't think he was going to give that up. He does, and what a good decision. Elvis in the building, can't get that to go. Corner, Moore, yes! Out of the splashdown.
And if it's not Demery, it's Newell.
Yeah.
They just take turns beating people.
Good hands by Newell, who's got 14 points. Moore in traffic. They're looking for a double dribble. He knocks that in. That may have been a...
Force them to take a contested shot, but do not foul.
Yeah, Newell launches a 3, Molly. Thank you. Another terrific report from Molly listening in on those huddles. And Newell with Demery on the bench, unable to knock down the 3 ball.
To Molly's report, though, Oklahoma closed out and did not jump at Newell.
Oh, huge 3 from Moore, Jimmy.
Tuesday night. No problem there. We talked to Ronnie Terry about that today. He said we've been really solid against the full court pressure most of the year, with 2 exceptions, and Tuesday was one of those. Jalon, year 1,
Coach
in
Schaefer,
the SEC,
making a statement.
You know, the trilogy against the Gamecocks will take place in the championship of the SEC tournament in Greenville. 2-point lead for the Sooners. Moore with 2 on the timer. Jalon Moore Tough shot in traffic.
About 25 minutes per game, but 8 games of 20-plus for Grill. Moore, chest bump, couldn't finish, got it back, and finishes the retrieval. There's T.O. Bennett, as you said, from just up the road, Edmond North High School, with his first field goal. Got to be ready when called upon, but that points out the depth of this roster.
Yeah, there are other rosters, major colleges. If Barrett was on it, he would be getting more meaningful minutes. But obviously, Coach Gates has tremendous confidence to put him out there here in the first half tonight.
There's Jalon Moore. They run him off the 3-line. Beautiful spin to score it.
Well, they've just been so good at ball security. And if you've never watched them and you look at their numbers, statistically getting to the foul line, the way they shoot it from 3, their assist to turnover ratio, you know, it tells you they're a connected team. Now, tonight they've been a little bit off, but credit Oklahoma. They play well both ends of the floor.
And Jalon Moore, as Moore breaks the pressure. Godine. It stays here with the Sooners, though. Spears helps him get a reset. Jalon Moore open under the bucket. Punches one home.
Game.
The injury bug has continued to bite Kentucky.
Williams, no. Fears on the move. Moore. Great look from Jeremiah.
Sit back, relax, and watch all of the slate of games, because it's going to be tremendous action, a preview of what you're going to see in that SEC tournament, which is all going to come down to matchups and how you can get it done to see if you can be a champion in the tournament.
(58-52). Sooners back to work. Shot clock down to 5. Moore, a strong finish. Lamont Butler just picked up the foul, and that's going to be his 4th. So Butler's in foul trouble. Moore the spin. He's starting to feel it.
What a weapon Cam Matthews is. It's 6'7", 250 to bring the ball up and get it into the paint and then make the play before the play.
Probably has played more point guard than anybody else on this Mississippi State roster. Jalon Moore, 3, good.
Richard, I don't know.
On the offensive end. Here's working against Kugel into the corner. Jalon Moore, 3, good. That's his second trip. Has been in front since the 6:19 mark in the first half. They led 24-21. Now a steal. Jalon Moore with a head of steam. Jalon Moore with a two-handed jam. Junior ball fake, drives and kicks. 3 on the way. This one's short for Kugel. Jalon Moore with the rebound.
He's going to have to knock some of those down, or they may be in a little bit of trouble.
Into the corner, Moore looking for another one. He's got another one.
At the basket, and Godwin not being a shot blocker, rim protector, in the half court try to get a lot more of that right there.
14 points now for Keyshawn Murphy, a 1-point game. Cross-court pass. Out front, Fierce thought about a deep 3. Moore on the drive, stops, goes up with the left hand off the glass and scores.
That's a tough one.
It's a big ask, no question. SEC tournament beginning in Nashville on March 12th, Wednesday, March 12th. Jalon Moore got some room just inside the free throw line, knocks it down from 13.
He's been on fire.
Yeah, there's not a team in the country that has 4 better guards than what Florida has right now.
Yeah, we started this season saying 3. They got 4. There's a backdoor alley-oop that worked. 13 or 14 teams in. That's the rest of the country. You're a team like South Carolina or Oklahoma. How difficult is it to compete in this conference, and what do you have to do long-term to compete with the top?
You have to have your NIL money.
Field goals.
Where's the weakness for Florida, man? They get you in every area. Transition. They're much better defensively this year. They're great in the special teams category. Those out-of-bounds underplays. I mean, they are the complete real deal.
Good move there to shake hands.
Important class. So here's your man Robert Miller, the big man, the rookie, goes up with the right. And that rebound is pulled down by Mo Wagee.
He's going left shoulder, okay? I'm just telling you right now. If he goes right shoulder tonight with a jump hook, I may fall out of my chair.
That's back out to Miles, so they have spun it around here several times. Miles, a deep triple. Moore with a great, strong rebound. He tapped his chest and said, "My fault." I wasn't sure who that was directed at. Here's Miles with 3 to shoot. Moore trying to spin, pulls up and hits.
Miles still hounding him. Bates, mid-range, back iron, and a rebound to Kobe Elvis.
Now Oklahoma has had 3 or 4 straight possessions that were empty. They've got to have a better idea of what they want to accomplish in the half court.
Elvis threads the needle. And then a tough shot and an and one for Moore. And Jalon Moore buries them both. The lead back to 11.
And if you're Oklahoma, you just kind of want to get the fight of the game back in the middle of the ring. Because right now they're on the ropes.
There you go. Great action in the half court. Missed it. Fears, no. Moore, yes.
Just watching the defensive end with the group that came on, the communication isn't there, and it's almost as if the game hasn't yet been established. So going to the bench early, sometimes it hurts you at times.
By the way, Zakai Ziegler has 5 assists, and the game's not 5 minutes old. The SEC leader in assists, 7.5 a game. More, and about a half a millisecond later, the ball's through the net.
But it's because of the switch. So the big gives up the 3 because he doesn't switch up, and on the roll, Akpara is being covered by Fears on the switch, and he's not going to get on the bottom side to take that roll away.
8 straight for Tennessee, which is now doubling Oklahoma up.
Telling you, I think you really have to rethink switching against Tennessee.
Moore left-handed layup will go. That snaps.
Not long until they start doing the whole UConn women's conversation where it's like, it's not even fun anymore because they're so good.
Oh, it's happening. It's being done.
Grow up and be better.
Moore lays it in. Jalon Moore has got.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if there's a better crowd. I have not gotten to call a game. This is like an announcement to whoever assigns our games, guys.
I like that you do this on the air, by the way.
I have not gotten a call a game there. That place seems epic.
Auburn?
Particularly, yeah, the jungle. Like, when they're that good and they're that fun, like that place seems.
Taking Baylor from the situation they were in to a national championship was exceptional, and Bruce Pearl is trying to follow in those footsteps this season.
Inside, Jalon Moore as Auburn with an early 6-5 lead. Fears reclassified. This is a young man who should be in high school right now. That's how talented he is as Jalon.
Nice back cut. We asked Porter Mo.
Looking to push it. Pettiford, logo 3. All right, he's feeling it. Kobe Elvis. Porter Moses asked him to take care of the ball. 4 turnovers in the last game at Vanderbilt.
You notice how they can switch 1 through 5, and that time Jay
made himself into a real high-level combo guard. That's what Bruce Pearl has talked about. He can play multiple of the guard positions. Fears. Locked down by Chris Moore there. And the three rattles in.
That shot away, and they just can't stop him right now.
Quick off the bounce, quick with the feet.
Just
Stop,
quick.
pop.
Just quick. I mean, think about it, it's quick.
Tough to defend.
Jalon Moore passed up the three to take it to the rack. Huffman left it short. Rebound to Godwin.
You got two guys that are on a roll. Fears, good eye.
Moore. He rattles that one home. 9-point game. Oklahoma has led by 17, as many as 17 in this game. They trailed by 13 in the first half. Forsythe. Moore.
Your shoulder like that, and you're right in front of the official.
That's going to leave a mark. Although there's a lot of marks on Forsythe. Got that black eye already.
What a move.
Oh, and count it for Moore. Moore. Boy, Vanderbilt just can't hold on to the ball, and Moore knows what to do with it.
This year, like we've seen them in this ballgame. They got 9 turnovers in this second half alone, and normally they don't turn it over.
Good decision. Get the ball to that guy.
Man, he's been good with the ball. I watched a lot of games, watched a lot of Oklahoma games, watched him shoot the ball, but his handles are so good out front.
3 minutes to play. Working on Tanner. Here's Moore. McLaughlin gave him a little bit of room, just enough.
Wade Taylor on the drive, dumps it off the window, bucket for Pharrell Payne.
Yeah, you see the vision there and the hesitation move just to keep the defender off balance. And once Payne gets it right there, nobody's going to stop him.
Into the corner, three on the way from the right side. And then an easy finish down low for Henry Coleman.
You see this pressure right here. It's disrupting that offense. Not really a hard trap. They will at times, A&M, give a hard trap on certain players at certain times. And now they just want to get the shot clock down to 15 seconds right now. And Jeremiah Fears is in that corner. If they can just get a quick swing.
On the drive with the left hand. How about the
stack that paint, get in there to finish or play off 2 feet, burn, turn, and find your three-point shooter.
They get it to Moore, just came back into the game in the lane, and he's able to flip it up over the Reed Arena.
Out of respect. But yeah, Taylor can play the one, Phelps the off guard. Again, they're both great downhill drivers.
Phelps scores the transfer from SMU.
Woo! Great
How about
decision.
A feed, and then Moore with a basket working against Duke Miles. And he has it blocked by Miles. Kind of a trailing block there. Ahead to Moore.
Yeah, great defense by Duke Miles. You can tell he watched a lot of tape of Obaseki, understanding when he does that hard drive to the left, get on that quick floater with his left hand.
Miles on the drive, dumps it off inside, and Moore gets the roll. He's got 30, and then with a 22-point lead against their in-state rivals against Texas on Saturday. Saw the Longhorns come all the way back.
I think he put Goodine to sleep with the dribbling. Just spun on him.
Kick out. Elvis. Boy, good find. Wide open under.
Against Oklahoma. Fears will inbound. Here's Jalon Moore. Moore drives, hangs, banks it home. That's a Arkansas 1-5 in the conference. Oklahoma 1-4. Oklahoma's had the week off though.
Really good pressure here by Arkansas, making it very tough on the catch for Oklahoma.
Here's Kobe Elvis with it. Moore. Ball fake, driving and scoring. Jalon Moore.
And that's a match.
Fears has it. Moore drives and hammers it home. Jalon Moore with the left hand.
This guy, Jeremiah Fears, and a push in the back results in the ball staying with the Sooners.
And they capitalize. Jalon Moore lays it in. Great. Fears to Miles. Jalon Moore spins, gets right to the cup and lays it in.
That was really good defense.
Big Z. Davis underneath, throws it up. No. Rebound Sooners. They throw it out to Moore. And Oklahoma is going to walk away with a victory.
Bounds, 15 on the shot clock. Davis gets a great screen from Pringle. They tried to dump it right back to Nick, but it was tapped by the Sooners. Entry pass. And the reverse layup is good from Jalon. Colin Murray Boyles in this one, just one shot to this point. Need to get him more involved. Jalon Moore goes flying down the lane.
Boy, he's
for a while. Both guys out, quote, indefinitely for South Carolina, but two backcourt players certainly make things difficult for the Gamecocks. Moore with a flush. Fears. Ugasit defends him nicely. Long rebound to Goodine. Here's Moore flying down the lane. Little contact. No whistle. Count the back. Bounce to lead Oklahoma right now.
Moore is telling him, I want the ball.
Fears gets it to him. Fears, by the way, matches his season high with 7 assists today. What a shot counted. Murray Boyles laying on.
And he'll look at this and dissect it, and he'll make some adjustments.
More offensive rebound and put back.
He's a monster.
Handling Alabama, Mizzou. Never trailed in a road win in Gainesville.
Watch out.
Good eye left open. Moore gets it at and cleans it up.
Kaluma is the closest thing. He averages 8, but he's not a wide body. They really don't have a guy that they can count on night in and night out to get 7, 8, 9 rebounds.
There's a spark from Jalon Moore. Johnson still with 12 points. Pope has 14. The bounce pass is picked off by Taylor. Here comes Moore.
And that has not changed in a long time. Neither team has made a 3.
Mark was 1 of 2. Fears. And now it's Moore. Gets a bounce.
Boy, would a 3 here be big?
There goes Fears. Moore, the jump stop, and the finish.
It's the front end of a bonus. It's almost like a turnover.
Fears. Jalon Moore. How about that urgency? One
piece off 2 feet. I liked everything about that by Jordan Pope. Plenty of time if you're Oklahoma. Don't panic into quick, bad shots.
Moore steps into a 3 and connects. Be there Saturday to see what Tennessee can do. They had a nice win, a suffocating win against Georgia at home tonight. Jalon Moore across the midcourt line. 23 seconds to go. Fears with the steal. Off the head of Pope. Who wants it? Moore does.
This is why they're excited about Georgia basketball this season.
Demery's improvement is the reason why Georgia's elevated their game. Not only does he run the team, he also scores and picks how to lead his team.
Jalon Moore. Here is Surreal, the big man. Ripped through and had it stripped away. Oklahoma with numbers in transition, a 4-on-1. And up and in, plus the foul. Oklahoma here.
I'm looking for a screen and somebody rolling to the basket.
There's the roll to the bucket. And a friendly roll. Trey in the house.
You talk about a bucket maker.
Jalon Moore off the timeout, and he flex. We approached 3 minutes to play in this first half. Montgomery blew a tire. Here comes Jalon Moore, and the finger roll on the brakes. Gets it back from his big man. A deep two off the mark, and Miles rips it down. Miles trying to go coast to coast, instead will back it out as he sees Surreal.
He said, I understand that's not going to work.
Jump stop off 2 feet, kick out, Moore, three, got it!
The left hand. Both coaches think there was a hook and hold on the play. Strong drive, the kick to Miles, the swing to the corner and Moore. Beautiful execution. Oklahoma.
That's a good point by you, because this is not the start A&M needed in the second 20.
Yeah, that first stanza.
There's that skip pass again.
And another three-pointer.
Kind of a 4 out, 1 in.
Obaseki, that's just a force. There's nothing there.
Well,
3-on-1. Taylor, alley-oop to Moore. Most points by a Sooner this year. Fears hit 30 in the win over the Michigan Wolverines. That included that dramatic 4-point play at the end.
You better get it out of the corner.
Nice pass. And a Tama.
Nelson off the mark. Looks up at the clock. It's at 2. Turnaround. And Oklahoma with the board.
Really good defensive stand by Oklahoma on the first stand.
As Jalon Moore gets this. Here is Reed, missing his last game with an ankle injury. On the floor, first shot off the mark. Up ahead. And you see the athleticism from Jalon.
Good transition defense there by Oklahoma, but Alabama playing with pace, takes their time, finds the open man line, knocking it down.
Largest lead of the game, but Moore with the three to bring. Comes the double on him in the post, fighting through it, gets his own miss, but he's stripped down low. Great. Oklahoma with numbers 3-on-1, and they finish in transition with Jalon Moore. Nelson
and big shots. He's been hitting them in moments when they need him most. Obviously, you see Oklahoma starting to get a little bit of confidence in the surge defensively, and when the big man can knock it down, that's a huge plus for Alabama.
Moore spinning through the contact, and then he flexes one going up. Phylon, 3-ball. And the long rebound, it's punched out Jalon Moore. It's showtime.
Here's in the conference, so obviously it's got to be a joy to watch the players your kids on the highest level play the game they love.
Elvis shrugs off the D. Moore, he will pull with a hand in his face, knocks it down.
Catching that ball in his shooting pocket, ready to shoot it in the corner.
Fears dumps off, up and under. Nice finish for Holloway. And Moore will lay it in at the other end.
Also drives to contact, Chad. Excellent at getting to the line. They will need him to have a big game to be able to hang around with Oklahoma, who's had a great season so far.
Our officials are Doug Schaus, Bart Lennox, and Sean Seals, who tossed up the midcourt jump circle ball. Sooners get the first touch of it. Round on their feet here at the Lloyd Noble Center. This is Jeremiah Fears, SEC Freshman of the Week this week. More on that shortly. Late shot clock situation. 5 to get one away for Jalon Moore. 1-on-1 down the baseline.
I bet you he has a better half.
4 different Panthers have at least 2 fouls, including Sawyer, who has 3s. We'll just keep an eye on that. Fears steals and runs the other way for the Sooners. There's Jalon Moore, going to make a difference early with the left.
Making eye contact right there for the Panthers. I tell you, Bryant has excellent hands. Pretty good footwork, too.
He's got 14 points today as well. Jalon Moore up over the top of everyone. Crowd is quiet. Bryson Godine's corner 3 is no good. Fears tips it up, keeps it alive, and Glenn Taylor Jr. rebounds it. There's Moore, held. Count
to beat him to the spot.
That's 5 fouls against Prairie View A&M, so both teams are quickly approaching the bonus foul situation. Jalon Moore, little ball fake and glides right around the lane for Petway, and all of a sudden it's a layup competition.
Again, you know, Coach Moser will not like this because it's a little deja vu from the first half. Just too many easy drives. Games with about the last 4. But, you know, to me, there's so much history there. You don't worry about it long term. And like most good shooters or players, you get 1 or 2 to go, then, I mean, you're back on track immediately.
Fears floats it into Godwin. Jalon Moore lines up a 3. And that's kind of the Cato. A 3 ball here by Brayton Fagbemi. Rattles out, and Fears collects his second rebound. Jalon Moore will put it on the deck physically with the left hand to score it. And 10 threes in the early going. That leaning 2-pointer missed. Sooners want to run. Fears and Moore run. Moore backside. Bounces high and bangs it. Now with 10 to shoot. Cato out to take it. Lobbing for Eaton, but that goes awry. Miles finds Moore. Had to double clutch it, but he still got the. Sooners stay with their starting 5. As you said, Central Arkansas varying the defenses this afternoon. Nice find on the baseline, and Moore is able to work his way free with the, including Porter Moser, who have taken a team to the Final 4. And Joe Lunardi's bracketology has 13 SEC teams in the big dance, and Oklahoma certainly one of them.
2006, and they've only had 1 winning season in that time period. That will change.
Yes, it will. Jalon Moore scores again. Fagbemi. No. There's Jalon Moore. Full sprint with the ball the other way. Count it, and a foul.
Kevin, thank you very much. We welcome you to Charlotte, North Carolina, and the final night of the Jumpman Invitational. And a dandy here right in front of the
personnel, scout, defense on one end, and then really good patience and maturity on the other end.
Michigan by 5 in the early going. Moore will let fly. He'll knock that down. He can do that.
Their defense, that's another way. You have to affect the rhythm, and you got to speed the game up right here so you can get more possessions. And you got to keep Michigan off the glass because they're getting extra possessions.
Jalon Moore back in the game. Open for 3. Hits it. Trying to make a move on Forsythe. Gale Jr. again. Is starting to cool off a little bit. Taylor collects the rebound. Nate Forsythe, freshman, getting some minutes here. Moore off the dribble. Shot clock down to 11 as he charges in and lays it up and in, and 1.
Let him look at his mistakes and let him figure it out himself. Miles, the defender, fell down, so he sized up a 3 more, and they had 1 opportunity. It's worked. Avery. Fade away. A little over 6 minutes to play. Oklahoma has led throughout tonight. Godwin leading them with 18, and Jalon Moore, an emphatic flush.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's not very many freshmen that get that kind of treatment.
Agreed. Jalon Moore, that is his first feat. Hamilton, tough fall away with Godwin right in his face. Sooners push. Miles. Godwin lost it on the way up. The Sooners will reset it. Fears the lob, and Moore.
Out of the gym. Nice simple play from Fears. That's what I like about him. He's got this tremendous ability, but he's also smart.
Jalon Moore circles it in. Half. And that changes on the corner three from Amari Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton. He's one of those guys now. He makes one or two. He can get going in a hurry, scoring bunches.
How about 4? He's 4 of 5 from three-point range. There's more. Oh, he's got it in full attack mode.
Yeah.
Guard in fears. But what Miles and Elvis have done to allow him to play has been special for these veterans. And more. Highlight time. Oh, my goodness. Fears climbs through a double team, but got himself under the rim. Rebounds his own miss. And a Jalon Moore three is good. State as an assistant, coaching Buddy Hield, who's with the Golden State Warriors. Jalon Moore's had a half, and it continues.
Literally been to each time zone.
They have. Gadine almost shot that from another time zone. And Jalon Moore retrieves the miss. Moore spins and scores, and a foul.
That's where Yellow Jackets can take advantage of Oklahoma. They switch a lot on perimeter. If Dongo gets a matchup inside like that, he's got a rim run and post up like he did. Look for the Yellow Jackets to try to exploit that as much as possible.
Georgia Tech with an early 7-3 lead. Opening minutes here in Norman, Oklahoma. Shot clock winding down. It's at 4. O'Brien. And out. George trying to turn the corner. Instead, he settles for a deep one. And Parroll has it tipped away. This is when Oklahoma is dangerous in transition. And Georgia Tech wants it. 2 seconds. Gadine does get it up, and the follow slam by Jalon.
No doubt. It's the bigs right now of Louisville that are doing the damage in terms of off-ball cutting to the rim.
Back and forth we go, tied at 18. Moore straight on. Yes, he's a real weapon because he's an athlete, keeping Hepburn out of the lane for the most part. Edwards on the curl, gets it back out for Hadley, but it's not there for him.
And it gives a coach a lot of confidence when you got 5 guys on the floor, OB, that says, hey, I can guard 9, coach. We're good. And Oklahoma right now kind of has that look in their eye at all 5 positions.
Sooners with the ball. And leading by 1 in the championship game here in the Bahamas. Godwin gave it up. Boy, that's a tough shot underneath, but Moore makes a lot of those.
Good. And he does it the right way. That great combination that Bob McKillop said yesterday of toughness and tenderness. I think Pat Kelsey has it down to perfection.
Oh, it's so much fun talking with the former Davidson head coach, his son now running the program. That'll rattle in for Moore. Back to Pryor. Off the dribble. Tried the window and came up empty. Oklahoma with the momentum. And doing it without their tremendous young guard, Jeremiah Fears, who's been on the bench a ton here with 2 fouls. Moore on the attack. Taking on Pryor and hits it.
You just sometimes got to win your one-on-one. Find a way, man, to get involved in this game.
Louisville needed that one desperately.
He is too tough and too good to not put up a fight for 40.
Sooners trying for that last shot. Elvis with the kick and Moore with the slam.
Again, out of the dunker spot, Jalon Moore. Simple, sound offense.
Sooners comes away with it. Louisville with an opportunity to take the lead there. Sooners by 1. Moore on a stop. Draws a lot of attention to turnaround. Makes it.
You have to be an explosive athlete.
Back over to Oklahoma.
Physics, I think, would be the right word for that.
Physics.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's out of my league, I know that. Elvis with the kick. Moore. He delivers a 3-pointer. And look at the emotion.
Ball with 2. Therefore, a lot of steals from this Sooner team.
Oklahoma tried to sub in a player in the final seconds of yesterday's victory against Providence. Moore in the lane will drop in 2. Awaka going to work. Can't drop it in. Another miss. Here's a top 25 national recruit. And helping run the offense for Porter Moser. Another good kick out for Moore. And knocks down a 3. Tighten up. Good eye from the way. In and out. Moore with a big rebound.
swoops right back up for two.
It is a 40-minute war on the glass when you play Arizona.
5-point game. A late surge here. Moore off the Love again. Scooping it up. Rebound tip, no.
Obi, that last shot by Caleb Love was so good. His dad is sitting beside me right here. Was high-fived by a Sooner fan. That's how good the shot was.
Darn good. Moore will finish that one. Factor from the three-point line. Davis with a miss, and on the other side, torn down by Taylor. On the run, Moore with the catch. Moore off the window and a foul. So Fears getting back into the fray. Checks back in for the Sooners. Moore in strong, got it.
And handle the pressure that the team in black's going to put on.
Oklahoma wins the opening tip. The Sooners coming in 4-0. Providence 5-0 for the first time since 2021. And over the top for Jalon Moore. He's the top scorer for OU at 11 per game.
Yeah, Godwin is great at what he's good at. He understands his role really well. Watch out.
Moore on the attack. Takes a bump in the paint. One-handed for two.
How good was that when he put fouls on you? Because at 6'6", he can drive through traffic just like he did.
And you are hearing the Friar faithful making a lot of noise. A lot of them came down, but the slam by
another lay-in right there, and they certainly are bringing it, giving Oklahoma everything they want up to this point.
Cameron James got that little jump hook off the inbound play, and it's 10-9 Lions. Good feed. Jalon Moore reverses one up and in.
Offensive player, put your body on him. And Bethea, you don't want him to pick up a fourth here, because he has been a guy inside that has helped neutralize not only Sam Godwin, but also Jalon Moore a little bit.
He's the second Lion with 3 fouls.
Back in my day, if you shot 33%, you didn't get to shoot them.
Well, 33% not ideal, but acceptable. Well, we'll just say that.
The line's further back.
Moore punishes the... It takes 2 whiteboards to fill out the scouting reports on all the new players. 1916 Hatters on top.
And there's that full court light pressure where they keep Oklahoma in front. That's to chew up time and disrupt their tempo of the Sooners on offense.
Godwin, a nice dump down. Moore finishes, and a foul against Trey.
Assists a year ago at High Point, and he had a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio.
And he just stole that ball, did Miles. Moore launches and punching wide. McGregor puts it on the deck and loses it. Hit ahead Moore. One more time. Down hard. Jalon Moore wrecking the rim. Massey gets cut off. This is Wood launching a 3. That was a quick release, but off the mark. Godwin snatches another rebound. Hit ahead Moore to the rim and in one more time. 3. Kobe Elvis out there at the controls for Oklahoma. He's had a great afternoon. 22 points. He's 9 of 13 from the field. He's made 4 of 7 threes. Now Fears. Peyton Forsythe got himself in traffic. Good feed and punched home by Jalon Moore, who is battling in there with it. Ellison, tough shot. Then Taylor yanks down the Sooner miss.
If you're going to do that, you don't do it on Thompson's side, because Jalon Moore's not going to go out and guard Thompson. So everything was clogged up there. Nice idea, but it needed to happen on the other side of the floor.
Bob, and nice finish. He had to reach back for it.
And maybe take the air out of Stetson a little bit.
9-0 run for Oklahoma could continue after the 17th Stetson turnover of the day. Elvis, a little lane, a kick out 3 for Moore, and he drops it home out of the deep corner. It's 11 Oklahoma turnovers this afternoon, and Gross turned it right back over. Moore ahead of the pack. Oh, Jalon Moore.
Special player. He only scored 18 the other night, Coach. We don't worry about that.
Speaking of Buddy, Jalon Moore has a chance to become the first Sooner since Buddy to have 3 straight 20-point games to open a season. Jalen's got 19 today. And right on cue, he just equaled Buddy. 12 to shoot. Patterson ran into trouble. Moore got in front of him and taking it away as Muhammad Waghi. Lob it down low to Moore. Up strong and in for the first Sooner bucket of the night. Micah Thomas super excited about being back at home. There's another block for Colonel. Right at Jalon Moore. Miles found a little seam. Good ball fake for Moore to score. Off balance there and off the mark for Micah Thomas. Here comes Fierce. Beautiful change of direction. Extra pass. Moore lines one up. It's good. 5 to shoot. Tough fall away. Mubaru, no. And here's Jalon Moore in attack mode. Trying to hit it ahead to Miles, but he scooped it up himself to put it in. Shoot now. Thomas. Tough shot. And Jalon Moore bounces up to claim the miss.
And a great job defensively right there from Oklahoma. Stay down, use your length where you have the advantage.
Step in 3 more, and he's got another one down.
You have a chance. And so that's what they're trying to do, is survive here and not let Oklahoma have some kind of mini run of any kind.
So that last win over a Power 4 program was 2022 against TCU on the road. They have some tough road games still left. They play at LSU and at Texas this year. And Jalon Moore is just left, and the Sooners going to be able to put this one away, Brendan, but it was not easy.
Yeah, challenge, and Coach Cabrera can feel good about his team's effort in putting themselves in position late. But Oklahoma.
Green, this is Elvis. Around the perimeter, Godine launches strong. Rebound, Jalon Moore, reverse left-handed is good to tie it at 2.
Of the offensive player, just a great play by a veteran.
He'd been in concussion protocol, had to get some stitches in his chin, but he was cleared and good to go here in the opener. This is Miles, skip past Jalon Moore. He'll shoot that, and that's why he can hit that. It's going to be fun to watch, and he'll be a guy in close contact with his head coach all season long as the learning process goes about.
Without a doubt. He's a freshman. He's going to make there. He's getting his first Sooner assist on the back screen to Jalon Moore. We know he shoots it, but that time put it on the deck and vaulted up and made it look easy.
He was the MAC 6th man of the year a season ago at Fairfield. 14 points a game, shot 47% from 3, and you can shoot a Sooner lead with 8 minutes left opening half. Booknight said, why not? Missed it in the retrieval there by Glenn Taylor Jr. Jalon Moore, his second, made 3 of the first half. The deuce, coast to coast. And a 15-point game now.
Well, these guys, they just keep coming at you. I will say that to their credit. Guys are playing really hard.
Jalon Moore out of the corner, giving them more. Like
you talk about analytics, Coach Mosley wanted the Sooners to have about 40% of their field goal attempts beat from behind the arc, as we see this.
Jalon Moore, a little contact. Time without a stoppage here. Bowling his way in goes Browning, but he lost it. Hit ahead. Jalon Moore, highlight real time.
He is